Got a Bears Now mailbag coming at you here. My name is Harrison Graham. We start with Ozzy for Prez, hashtag Bears. Which rookie are you most excited to watch during the preseason? Well, I think you can answer this a lot of ways. I think I'll say Kyle Monungai because I think we'll see him a good amount now. Colston Loveland, I'm excited to watch him. How much does he actually play in the preseason? Because I think he's going to have a big role. I don't know. Luther Burden's high on there. I think he'll play a decent amount. Excited to watch him as well. Obviously, we want to see how Ozzy Trapilo, to your name there, how he holds up at left tackle, so on and so forth. You're always excited to watch the rookies, but I think Monungai gets a lot of run. I want to see if he can kind of lock in that RB2 role behind DeAndre Swift. Which rookies are you guys watching closest in the preseason? I want to hear from you down in the comments section below. Which rookie are you watching closest? All right, Kobe White says, what's your opinion on ESPN asking if it's, quote, time to worry about Caleb Williams? Yeah, I saw everybody freaking out. Courtney Cronin did reply to a tweet saying she doesn't write the headlines. So, this is a draw clicks world, right? I mean, whether it's YouTube, whether it's articles, whatever. I try not to be misleading with my headlines, but you still want to draw people in, so I'll defend them a little bit. I did think that was a little egregious because a lot of the article really wasn't like panic time stuff. So my opinion is I'm kind of worn out by training camp already. I want to see games. Let's see how he does. He's either going to play well or he's not. So let's start with the joint practice stuff, the preseason action, however much he gets. Then obviously September 8th, that's when it really starts to count. So he's either going to live up to the expectations or he's not. So we'll find out soon enough. Dylan ranked these guys 1 to 6 to most to least catches. DJ, Rome, Luther, Cole, Loveland, Olamide Zaccheaus. I'll say DJ 1 because I think even if he's not getting or the best true just full route tree receiver, I think they'll manufacture touches there. So I'll go him 1. I'll go Rome 2. I'll go Loveland 3. Zaccheaus 4. Cole 5, Luther 6. That's my guess. I think Luther will make some high impact plays, but I just don't think he'll get the target share that these other guys get. So DJ, Rome, Loveland, Zaccheaus, Cole Kmet 5, Luther Burden 6. That's my guess when we tally it up at the end of the year. All right, speaking of the quarterback, if you want to get his jersey on sale, limited time only, chatsports.com/Caleb jersey. As we're filming this, these are only $80 as of Thursday. If you're watching later on, they could go back to 100, but typically once these sales hit, they stick with them. So check it out right now, chatsports.com/Caleb jersey. That link will be in the description and comments of this video. All right, more questions here. Augustine, then we'll hit a couple of these super chats. Does the Addison suspension make the Monday night game versus the Vikings a must-win, even if the Bears usually have a slow start? It's hard to say any Week 1 game is a must-win. I do think it's a critical game, though. It's a divisional opponent. You get them at home. It's JJ's first start. That game against Minnesota should be easier than when you go to Minnesota later in the season because then you'll be on the road. Then JJ will have games under his belt. Then Jordan Addison presumably will be available, assuming he's not injured. So yes, I must win is strong. Important game you need to win. Very close to must win. I would say yes. I would say it's as close to a must win you could have in Week 1 without it actually being one. But it's a pretty critical game, man. That's a game you need to take advantage of because if you lose that one, then you're at Detroit Week 2. You're staring 0-2 potentially down the barrel. So pretty big Week 1 game that is in your advantage considering you're playing at home and the opposing quarterback is without one of his top 2 weapons and it's his first NFL action. So critical game, no question. Shout out to Impact for the $50 super chat as he's trying to get the most live XP points here. He says, last one as I have to get to this fishing trip going. Love the show, Bear Down Boys. Impact, if you're watching live, come back and see. I'll announce at the end who was today's top fan, and if it was you, you get the most XP points. So congrats to you. Appreciate the donation. Angel Carter with the 10. Appreciate you, Angel. I was driving and used speak to text. Can't wait for the live game day shows. Playoff bound, bear down. I hope so, Angel. Get the bear downs in the chat for Angel. And also, join us for our watch party on Sunday. Bears Dolphins live watch party. Can't wait for this one as we're back into watch party mode. We're filming this on Thursday, so don't know exactly who's going to play, but whoever's out there will be live at least by 11 a.m., maybe a little before 11. Colin and I are kind of getting the itch, little Tyrone Bigham style. We're ready to go here, so let's see what happens. Excited to see who plays well, who doesn't, and we'll break it all down. Justice Storm, would the Bears trade Braxton Jones to the Chargers? So, yeah, Rashawn Slater likely out for the year. Huge blow for L.A. I do think the Bears are a team that could get some calls about tackle help before roster cutdown day because, obviously, they haven't determined who the starting left tackle is yet, but you've got Braxton Jones, Ozzy Trapilo, Kmet and Olamide Zaccheaus, obviously Darnell Wright's your starting right tackle. Even Theo Benedet's shown some nice things. If you like Benedet enough to make the roster, he could be your fourth tackle. Could you trade one of Braxton or Kmet and Olamide Zaccheaus potentially? I don't think there's any world where they would trade Ozzy Trapilo, even if he doesn't win the starting job. They just drafted him. But Braxton in a contract year, Kmet and Olamide Zaccheaus only in year 2, but he's had some injury concerns. If you got a middle-round pick, would you consider flipping him? Possibly. I don't think they'd want to punt on that development yet. I think Braxton's the guy that they would consider if he didn't win the job. And that's obviously a big if because he's still in the mix. He's an opener. It doesn't really matter who wins or loses, but it's always fun to predict the score. Who wins? What's the score? Bears, Dolphins. Last I checked, Chicago, 3.5-point favorite. I think if you bet preseason, that's a little rich, but have at it if you wish. Bears, Dolphins. Get your score predictions in right now. All right, a few more here. Mark Peterson, hot take. Loveland has 10 touchdowns and 1,100 yards. That's a hot take. I think he's really talented. I also think there's a lot of mouths to feed. I do think pushing for 10 touchdowns could happen. I just think he's going to be such a mismatch in the red zone, and even when there's good coverage, if it's one-on-one, he is 6'6" and can really jump. So I think there's going to be opportunities for him. I think the 10 touchdowns is more likely than 1,100 yards. I just don't think he'll get that many targets. Like, for him to have 1,100 yards, that means at minimum you're probably looking at 70 catches, probably more like 80 or 90. It's a lot. I mean, you have DJ, you have Rome, you have a fellow tight end in Cole Kmet who's going to get some work, even if Loveland is the bigger targeted guy. Zaccheaus and Burden are going to get opportunities. Swift out of the backfield. So I think 1,100 is, if he does that, I think he could be in the mix for Rookie of the Year. I really do. So 10 touchdowns more likely. I wouldn't project that either, but I do think he's going to have an impact on this team. Ozzy Jones, appreciate the 10. Here's a test. With all the weapons on offense, who do you think will be left out? I'm talking passing if Caleb throws 30 to 32 times. Well, I think just based on that order that I said earlier, like early on especially, I think Burden may not have as many targets as you would think. Cole Kmet, is he getting 5-6 targets a game? Maybe it's more like 3 or 4. I think it'll be kind of week to week, to be honest, based on matchups, based on how teams defend this offense. The good news is you have a lot of guys who can make plays, and you're not going to be able to bracket everybody. So where your one-on-one opportunities come, those are the matchups to attack. So we'll see how it goes, but I think it'll look different some weeks. I think DJ will have big games. Rome will have big games. There will be random games where Zaccheaus catches 6 or 7 balls. Colston Loveland's going to have some big games. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how it goes. We know they're going to run the football as well. So, it's never a bad thing when you have lots of options. That's all I'll say. Appreciate all the questions. A lot of good ones today. If you have any more, hit me up on social media at HGramNFL. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram. DMs are open as well. I'll catch up on some DMs this weekend, a little behind, especially on Instagram, but I will be sure to do that. So message me over there and bear down.